session. Today let us have a small discussion about the lenses. In our day-to-day life we use the lenses in different places we use the lenses. So in many of the optical instruments we use the lenses. So today let us have some knowledge about the lenses. So there are different types of lenses are there. Already you know about that. This is called the convex side. Convex means bulging. The bulging is called a convex. This is a convex and this is a convex. So it's called a biconvex lens. We have both convex surfaces. We call that biconvex lens. This is called the concave surface. And such in a lens, sometimes we have both concave surfaces will be there, and we call that biconcave lens. It is a lens. Or sometimes we have a plano convex lens. Sometimes we have a plano concave lens. So sometimes we have a concave or convex lens. So this is a concave side and that's a convex. There are different varieties of lenses are there. So my dear friends, let us see in the case of a convex and a concave lens, what is happening? Let us see first. So my dear friends, similar to that of the mirrors what we have seen. For example, if we take a convex lens, this is a convex lens. If we take a convex lens, so my dear friends, this is a rarer medium, this is a denser medium because it is made of glass or some material, its density is different. Again, this is a rarer medium. So I think now these are the two surfaces, refracting surface, this is another refracting surface. So my dear friends, with this particular refracting surface, if you complete a sphere, that sphere is having a center called the center of curvature. And this radius is called the radius of curvature R1, center of curvature and the radius of curvature for this particular refracting surface. Similarly, for this particular refracting surface, if you just complete the sphere out of it, you will have that sphere has a center called the center of curvature for this particular refracting surface. And this is the radius R1 and this is the radius R2. My dear friends, this is for this particular surface. Sometimes if it is symmetrical, both are equal, sometimes there is no need that they must be symmetrical. Then the values will be different. Now my dear friends, this is a line which is passing through the centers of curvature called the principal axis. Already you know that. And this midpoint of within the lens is called the optical center O. O is called the optical center. So my dear friends, now we are seeing the different terminology. Already we have seen the terminology in the case of a mirror. Here also we are seeing in the case of lenses. So my dear friends, here this is the principle of refraction is taking place. In mirror we have reflection. Here we are having refraction. Now again we are going to see in the case of a convex lens. Already we have discussed about the centers of curvature and all the things we came to know. This is the principal axis passing through the optical center and the centers of curvatures. So my dear friends, now when a parallel beam of light is passing, a parallel beam of light is coming like this, generally any parallel beam comes from an infinite source. This beam gets converged. This beam meets at a point. This point where this beam comes to a point, point of convergence of all these rays are getting converged at a single point. This point is called the principal focus. That point is called the principal focus. And the distance between the optical center and the principal focus we call it as a focal length. So my dear friends, that is called the focal length. So now my dear friends, this parallel beam is converting into a converging beam after passing through a convex lens. And when a ray is, according to the ray rules, if you take a convex lens, you are just taking a principal center doesn't take any bend but goes straight. This is a straight. It goes in a straight line. This is a straight line. It goes straight. Again, any ray which passes from the principal axis, from the principal focus. This is passing from a principal focus. After refraction it passes parallel. It goes parallel. After refraction it takes parallel paths. So my dear friends, I think now you are understanding the ray rules. So any ray which is going parallel to the principal axis after refraction just passes through the principal focus. The ray which is passing through the optical center without any deviation goes straight. Which is passing from the principal focus after deviation, after refraction, it passes parallel to the principal axis. My dear friends, please try to understand the ray rules. What are the rules that we have to follow when we are drawing a diagram? If we are taking a point source, now when we are taking a point source, that means if you are taking a convex lens and if you are taking a principal axis like this, and you have the center, you are having a point source here. Means the object is a point object here. Now, my dear friends, there is a ray which is coming from the point object like this. Now, how to draw this? How to bend this? For you to understand this. Now, my dear friends, now see here. Let us try to draw a line which is passing through the principal axis. This is the principal focus, center of curvature, focus and the center of curvature. So my dear friend, now see here, let us try to draw normal, let us drop a perpendicular at the principal focus on the other side. Now we are drawing a perpendicular, we are dropping a perpendicular. This is the normal drawn at the principal focus. Now my dear friends, now I am trying to draw a line, the ray which is directly passing through the optical center and parallel to this ray. I think now you understand. This is a ray which is I am trying to draw it parallel to this ray. And this ray is just passing, cutting the principal axis at this particular point. That's the point of intersection. That is the point of intersection. Please try to understand, my dear friends. So when that is the point of intersection, so my dear friends, I think now again I am trying to discuss. Let us draw a line passing through the optical center which is parallel to this. Means something which is just parallel to this. Like this. These two are parallel. Now this is cutting this at this particular point, it is cutting this normal drawn at the principal focus. Now this line must cut this. Now you have to take a straight line, draw a straight line. So wherever it cuts this axis, here is the image is formed. So now you have to draw this line in such a way that it cuts this intersecting point and make it proceed that line. So this line meets the axis at a particular point. That is the point where the point image is formed. I think now you understood how to draw, how to bend, how much bending must be given to your ray. Once again, if it is a point source, a ray is passing like that. Now drop a perpendicular at the principal focus. Now draw a line which is passing through the optical center without any deviation. It cuts this line it cuts at a particular point. There is a point of intersection. Now this line, try to join this point and just continue it until it intersects the principal axis. So that point of intersection, at this particular point the image is formed. So my dear friends, now I think you understood how to draw an image when a point source is taken for a convex lens. Now you are trying to understand the ray rules. Now we are discussing the ray rules when a convex lens is taken. So once again, a parallel beam after passing through the lens, to the convex lens, passes through the principal focus. A ray which is passing through the optical center just goes straight without any deviation. The ray passing through the principal focus and draw a line passing to the optical center which is parallel to the above ray, and just see that this ray intersects this normal at a point. Now join this line and just proceed. It meets the principal axis at a point where you get the image. That is the principle that we have to use. So my dear friends, now you understood. This is also called as a converging lens. So this convex lens also is called a converging lens. Now let us see a diverging lens. Converging means all the rays are coming to a single point. We call it as a converging lens. So my dear friends, in this particular case, now we are going to see a concave lens. In the case of a concave lens, what is happening? In the case of a concave lens, if we take a concave lens like this is having concave surface on either side. Now here is one concave surface. You just complete a sphere, you get a sphere like this, and this sphere is having a center called the center of curvature of this particular refracting surface. And again you complete this particular sphere with this curvature, you will get another center called the center of curvature for this particular refracting surface C2. And when you join these, and this is called when you join this line through the optical center, this is called the principal axis, this is called the optical center, and this radius of this sphere is called the radius of curvature. This radius of this sphere is called the radius of curvature of this particular surface. Now my dear friends, this is the principal axis passing through the optical center and the centers of curvatures of the two sides. So my dear friends, the same thing. Now in this particular case, when a ray of light is a parallel beam of light is coming and falling, then after refraction the ray is getting deviated. The ray is getting diverged. In this particular case, you are getting a divergent beam. You are not getting a convergent beam, but you are getting a divergent beam. Means it's getting diverged. It is just getting deviated. But this diverged beam appears as if it is coming from a particular point on the principal axis. That point we call as this converging beam appears as if they are starting from this particular point called the principal focus. This is virtual. In this case it is virtual. In the case of a convex lens it is a real. But in this particular case it is virtual. So now we are getting a diverged beam in this particular case, my dear friends. So now this is the case of a concave lens. Previously we have seen the case of a convex lens. The ray rules for this is, my dear friends, if you take a parallel beam will be getting diverged. If you extend it back, it seems to be coming from a particular point, and this point is called a principal focus. So my dear friends, second rule is, if any ray is passing through the optical center, if any ray is passing through the optical center, if any ray is passing, there is no deviation, it goes straight. Without any deviation, it goes straight. So my dear friends, if any ray comes from another place as if it is coming from the principal focus, after deviation, after refraction, it just goes to the parallel to the principal axis. And my dear friends, similar case we have seen in the case of a convex lens. So concave lens, in this particular case the principal focus is virtual. The Now we are taking the case of a convex lens. In the case of a convex lens, we have a line passing through the centers of curvatures and the principal focus and the optical center. That particular line we call it as a principal axis. Now, just let this be the this is F1 and F2, sorry, C1. This is the principal focus and the center of curvature of this particular side. This side and this is for that particular side, that curvature, and C2. Now we are taking an object here. An object is taken beyond C. An object is taken beyond C. Now, according to our ray rule, we are taking a parallel ray. This parallel ray after refraction passes through the principal focus, already which is known to you. And the second ray rule is passing through now the ray is passing through the optical center, and after passing it is just intersecting like that. It is just going like that. So my dear friends, it is just going like that. So this is intersecting, these two rays are intersecting at a particular point. This point is between F and C, and this is inverted slightly. The size is less than that of the object, slightly diminished. So my dear friends, this is the first case. When you take an object beyond C, take the ray rule, first ray passing parallel, after refraction passing through the principal focus and going. The second one is directly passing through the optical center without any deviation. These two rays meet at a particular point where the image is formed. I mean, inverted, the nature of the image is it is formed between F and C. It is inverted, diminished, and it is a real image. This is inverted, diminished, and it is a real image. So my dear friends, this is the case number 1. First case. In the second case, let us take the second case. In the second case, let us take the object. Let us take the object at C. Let us take the object at C. So let us see how the image is formed. Let us take the object at C. So my dear friends, in this particular case, now we are taking an object at C. So the straight line is naturally it will be passing through the principal focus. It is just passing like that through the principal focus. I request all the students, don't draw like me. Without a scale, you try to use a scale to draw the diagram. And the second ray is now passing through the optical center. Through the optical center, it is just trying to go straight. It is trying to go straight. And my dear friends, these two rays are meeting at this particular point. So this is the image is formed. Here is the image formed. So the image is formed at C. At C, we are taking a symmetrical lens. So my dear friends, so when we are putting an object, you are getting an image at C. It is inverted, almost same size. It is real. It is formed at C. So my dear friends, this is the second case. So my dear friends, let us again, I think you understood this. When you are putting an object at C, take a straight line, just pass it. Again, make a straight line without any deviation. When you are drawing this diagram, please use a scale. Try to maintain equal distances. Equal distance. This is equal distance. Equal distance and equal distance. If you maintain equal distance, your diagram will be very neat. Please try to maintain. Now I am not using a scale and pencil to draw, then just I am giving a rough diagram, but you please draw using the scale and a pencil. So my dear friend, this is the second case. In the second case, the nature of the image is, it is inverted, it is real, same size as that of the object. So this is the second case. Now in the third case, we are now going to keep the object between F and C. Now we are trying to see what kind of image we are going to get in the third case. In this particular case, my dear friends, now we are trying to put the object is placed between F and C. Between F and C. My dear friends, when you are putting between F and C, what is going to happen? Let us see. Let us see that. it is just continued. So now, my dear friends, now you are getting these two rays are meeting at this particular point. Now at this point, we are getting the image at the point of intersection of these two rays. You get the image. The size of the object and this the size of the image is more than that of the object. So you are getting the nature of the image is it is magnified, inverted, real. It is formed beyond C. So my dear friend, this is a third case we have seen. First we have kept it here beyond C, at C, between C and F. I think now you understood this. The first ray and the second ray. Now the next case number. Now we are going to put it at F. When we are putting the object at F, what is happening when we are going to put an object at F? So in this particular case, my dear friends, you can now draw the diagram. You need not depend on anyone now. You know how to draw the diagram. You need not even wait for me, wait for anyone. You can now complete your diagram. In this particular case, my dear friends, what you observe is this ray is now just going parallel. These two rays are going parallel. You know that the parallel rays never meet at any time. Two parallel lines can never meet. So when the object is placed at F, the image is formed at infinity. So my dear friends, in this particular case, this ray is going like that, parallelly after refraction passing through F, and through the optical center without any deviation. These two are this parallel. So parallel rays never intersect. So the image is formed at infinity. So I think now this case is very clear for you. Now in this particular case, you can't catch any image on the screen. So next case, in the next case, we are going to take the object between optical center and the principal focus. That is we are taking this particular case. Now my dear friends, one ray is going straight and after refraction it is going through the principal focus. And the next ray, the second ray is just going like this. Just going like this, my dear friends. It is now going like that. It is going like that. Now when we just extend these two back, when you just extend these two rays back, these two rays extend these two rays back, you feel that as if these two rays are diverging. These two rays are diverging. These two diverging rays seems to be coming from this. So my dear friend, this is the point where you will get the object. This is the place where you get the image. This is the object and this is the image. This is the image. But in this particular case, when you are putting the object between F and the optical center, the image is formed, but it cannot be caught on a screen. It is a virtual image, magnified image, erect image. So this image cannot be caught on a screen because it is not really converging. These two rays are not really converging. For this particular virtual case, where it is not really converging, you have to use a dotted line. And the real case, you have to use a continuous lines. In this particular case, similar to the previous case, let us see what happens in the case of a concave lens. Now we have taken a concave lens. Now you can see, we have taken a concave lens. Now in the particular case, when we take a concave lens, let us take an object. Let us take an object between C and F. Let us take an object. So my dear friends, you know that a concave lens is nothing but a diverging lens. It is a diverging lens. So my dear friends, this is a concave lens. Now one ray is coming like this. The ray which is coming like this, after refraction, it just takes a bend. It just takes a bend and it just goes like that. It appears as if it is coming from here. It appears as if it is coming from here. And the second ray, which passes through the optical center, just goes undeviated. This ray is not getting deviated. And you see that these two are meeting at a particular point. These two are intersecting. These two rays seem to be intersecting. They are not really intersecting, but it appears as and this is the image. So my dear friends, in this case the image is a virtual image. It's not a real image, but it is a virtual image. So when we take a concave lens, we are getting a virtual image, and that too it is a diminished image. That is a diminished image. It's an erect image. So my dear friends, let us take one more case. Now this is the way in which we have to draw the diagrams when we take a concave lens. Means the parallel beam after refracting has to get deviated in such a way that it is passing through the principal focus, and the ray which passes through the optical center just goes without any deviation, and these two appears as if they are meeting at the point. This point is the place where the image is formed. In this case it is a virtual image. We cannot catch this on a screen. Now my dear friends, let us take one more example of drawing a diagram of using a concave lens, using a point source. Let us see how to draw it. The ray roots. So once again let us take the case of a concave lens. That is a diverging lens. This is the principal axis. This is the principal axis. This is F. This is C. This is F and C. My dear friends, now let us see. For example, you are taking a point source here. A point source is there, and you are getting a ray is passing like that. A ray is passing like that. After refraction, how much bending must be given? Now please see that you are dropping a perpendicular at F. Okay, this is a perpendicular, 90 degrees. Now my dear friend, please try to take a ray which is parallel to this. See my dear friends, I am not trying to draw a line which is parallel to the above line. The line what we are taking. These two lines are parallel. I am trying to draw a line. Passing through the optical center, I am trying to draw a line. Now my dear friends, this line is cutting this normal at a particular point. At this point, this line which I am drawing parallel is cutting at this particular point, it is cutting the normal. We want this point. We want this point. Now my dear friends, how much you have to deviate, how much deviation you must give means see, if you just bring a line from here, just produce this line. This line which you are deviating appears as if it is coming from this point. I think you understood. This deviation must be how much you must deviate means you have to deviate in such a way that it must appear as if it is coming from this point. That is the amount of deviation that you have to give. This is the point what you have to understand in this particular diagram. So I think now you understood. Similarly, we have seen in the case of a convex lens, now also we are seeing the same. If a point source is emitting a ray, and now we have a doubt to what extent it has to be deviated. Depends on. Now for that, first draw a perpendicular from F. Now draw a line which is parallel to this straight because it is optical center. Without any deviation, it goes straight. Identify the point where it cuts, and through this point, extend this. So my dear friend, this is the ray, this is the deviation, this is the amount of deviation you have to give. Now I think you understood how much deviation must be, how much the ray must be deviated if it is not a parallel ray. This is not a parallel ray. When the ray is not a parallel ray, this is the rule that you have to follow. I think you understood. Please use a pencil and a scale and draw. You can understand. Thank you.